Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I want to throw another video up this week. Got some more stuff in the mail in the past, I guess, since the last video. So I wanted to give you a quick update, some of the things I've ordered, and we're going to do something in the layout today. So I figure I'd set the camera up and maybe do a little ballasting. But first things first, I placed an order with Spring Creek model trains, which you know is my favorite go-to hobby shop now, even though they're not even close to me, but super helpful. But I got 5 more pieces of flex track in. This should hopefully finish the yard. I got 2 more left-hand switches. They're the Walthers number 6, which is my favorite. I like them because they actually click into place. They're not like the Atlas, they will actually lock into place, so I like that. Let's see, I bought some of this riprap from Scenic Express through Spring Creek, and I'm going to use this in my river. What else? The fine ballast cinders. I got some of that to mix into my ballast in the areas that's, you know, somewhat rough and ragged. And let's see what else I got some of these tires. They're from A-Line, and they're just rubber tires, but I'm going to weather them down. They're probably going to go in a pond or maybe the edge of the river or something, you know, because us humans are pretty destructive. I bought some of these from them last time when I actually went to the store, but I ordered these because I didn't have them. This is from Chooch, and these are steel walls that I'm going to use on the edge of some water somewhere or retaining wall. But I like them. They're not painted, but they are flexible, so they'll go around any terrain. And then also from Chooch, I got this stone wall. I thought that looked really cool, so I'll use these somewhere on the layout. The next thing is, I've been wanting one of these static grass applicators for a while, and I've been looking at this Woodley Scenics one. It had the best reviews, and but man, they were pretty expensive. I looked on Scenic Express's website. They were about 120 bucks. But I looked on Amazon, and Amazon had this, the Static King, and also the plug, so I don't have to use batteries, because most of them are battery operated, but this one came with the power supply. This was $109 total, which was, yeah, it's about $25 savings. So I found that on Amazon, and I'll put the link in the show notes if you guys are interested. I hate to take away, you know, money from hobby shops, but you know, sometimes you gotta, especially with this damn economy, you gotta save money where you can. Next thing I bought, I found these as well on Amazon, and it's Woodland Scenic Static Grass. So I got this color here, which will go with the Montana scenery. So let's see, I got this one. This is light green, 4 millimeter. This one was straw, 4 millimeter. This one is medium green, 7 millimeter, so that's pretty tall. And then I also got light green, 7 millimeter. And these all 4 came in a package, and I don't remember the price, but it was super cheap. And you know, honestly, this will last me a long time. So I'll put that in the show notes as well if you're interested on that. It also came with paint brushes, which I don't understand why. But I guess it was just free with it. It didn't make much sense. And then the next thing I found on Amazon, I'm gonna put the camera down because I want you to see this. So I found these on there and I didn't know what to think. They had pretty good reviews. So I figured, you know what, I'll give them a shot. It's not very many, but there again, it is quite a few. They're just grass tufts. And these two came together in a pack, and I'll put this in the show notes as well. But they had really good reviews, so I was like, you know what, I'll give them a shot. I think they're Chinese or Japanese, I don't know. I didn't really understand the writing on there. But they look really good. I'm shocked at the quality of them. They're just individual, and they have sticky backing on there. So you just peel them and stick them. But yeah, man, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but they're actually quite nice for the price that I paid. And then this one here is basically the same thing, but it's like wildflowers. I don't know if you can see that, but they're really nice. So I'm going to put those into good use, and once I get them on the layout, obviously I'm going to tone them down. You got to tone everything down in scenery. So once I get these down, I'm going to try them out, and if they turn out as well as I think they are, I'm going to order some more. But that'll be in the show notes as well, so check that out. Okay, this is something a little different that I've been working on. I'm a big old Western fan. I love old Western history. If I'm not working on the railroad, I'm usually doing something, either watching some kind of history thing about the Old West, or actually going and been to out west to Arizona and New Mexico, tracing down old graves and just the overall history of everything that happened back then. So another project that I started on is I am going to build an Old West diorama. This is O scale, so a little bit different than I'm used to, but actually quite nice. This was, I don't even know the name of the kit. I apologize, I should have had that before I made the video, but I'll put it in the show notes if you're interested. But these are really cool. I had a lot of fun building this thing. I've still got to do some weathering on it, but I had a lot of fun building this. So this is going to be pretty nice diorama, I think. I'm not sure the town I'm going to model yet, but I just wanted to show you guys that and show you what else I'm kind of into. So if there's anybody else that's into this type of thing, shoot me a message. I'd like to hear from you. And then last but not least, I wanted to light this building up, and I also wanted to get some ideas for buildings for my layout. So I found this stuff on Amazon. So this was a complete pack. You get like 5 of these 12-volt battery packs, and I've already got a battery in there, but they're already wired and ready to go for whatever you want. Then I found these little LEDs, and you can pretty much search for anything online in Amazon as far as lighting. Let me try to pull one of these out for you. So these packs are already wired, and they already have resistors on them, so really nothing to it. You just black to black, red to yellow, and cut the power on. So let me twist one of these wires together, and I'll show you what this thing looks like. So like I said, I bought these LEDs and they didn't have electricity at this time, so it was all candle lit. So I looked on Amazon for some candle lit LEDs, and I found these, and they actually look really good. I don't twist these wires together here, but yeah, you just twist them up, cut the power on. Can figure out how to, I guess that help is on the other side, wouldn't it? But yeah, check that out. So I'm not sure if the camera's doing it justice, but they're like flickering candlelight. I hope that's showing up on camera. So it actually looks like a candle is flickering. So that'll actually go inside my buildings at some point. But yeah, if you're into that type of thing, like I said, Amazon, I'll put the link in the show notes for these as well. And it was actually really cheap for these. And as you can tell, you get quite a few of them. There's, it says 30 pieces. Let's see, let me get the camera on this. So it's 30 pieces pre-wired LEDs. The color is yellow. Working mode is flickering light. So, and as you can see, 9 volt, 12 volt, and it tells you negative and positive. So if you're looking for something like that, Amazon, man, these things they were super cheap. And you know, I could never make this for this price. So, but that's pretty much it for the haul this week. This is all I'm probably going to buy for a while. I've got enough stuff here to keep me busy for months. So that's pretty much going to do it for that part of the video. So I'm going to grab the camera. We're going to go over to the workbench, and we're going to work on a little bit of ballast today. Okay guys, we are over here on a section of the layout that is pretty much done as far as track work and wiring. And I am going to lay down some ballast today. It's a little early, but there again, you know, I need to get some scenery down just to make me feel like I'm getting some progress done. So this section is actually ready for ballast, so we're going to start working on that today. I apologize for the lighting up front. It's terrible. The lights that I chose in the ceiling are not very good, but I have a solution for that in due time. This section I started on a little bit earlier, and it's already glued. Well, it's gluing. So I thought I'd throw a quick little video up and show you how I ballast my track. The first thing we're going to start with obviously is ballast, and this has proved to be my favorite ballast so far. Arizona Rock and Mineral. I'm using the Union Pacific Gray blend. I like this because it's got a little bit darker specs in it than the Woodland Scenics. Seems to be a little bit more realistic, so that's what we're going with. So the first thing you want to do before you lay your ballast down is obviously make sure everything is glued down, your track work, everything is wired and running correctly, because it is a pain to get this up once it's down. So I've already got all my individual ties put in where they were missing, where I joined the tracks together. So the only thing you really need is a good soft brush. I think this is more or less like a makeup brush, and the bristles are super soft on this. So it's turned out to be my favorite by far. Now I'm going to try to do this with the camera going, so bear with me. But the first thing I do is obviously just pour the ballast down, and I've got a little tip cut. I don't know if you can see that. I've got a little tip cut in the bag right here to just let a small amount out at a time. And I'm just putting some down outside and inside. Kind of like so. That's your initial step. And so far so good. Easy, nothing really to this. I'm going to back the camera up just a little bit because I've got another section here that I'm going to do. Okay, so now we've got all the ballast down, and it looks really rough, I'm not gonna lie, but that's where this soft brush comes into play. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this brush and just work this ballast until all the ballast is off the ties. Don't worry about the edges. The edges are the easy part. Right now it's just all about the center section. And I use my finger a lot just to help clear some of that ballast out. So I'm gonna work this back and forth until we get this just the way we want it. Okay, so now that we've cleaned the center section out, a couple of things to remind you of. You don't want any ballast in the rails, and you don't want any ballast on the ties. It's very unrealistic. You hardly ever see any ballast on ties. So I just keep working my fingers back and forth just to get it, make sure there's nothing on the inside of the rail. Once that's done, there again, I take my finger and drag it across really softly, just to any ballast that's free flowing, just to put it down in between the ties. Now that that's done, we're going to work the sides of the rails, and the same thing. I use my finger more than anything. I found this technique to be the easiest, and work your nail into the edge of the rail. You want to do that first, just to get that off there. Then just take your finger and work it off the top of the ties. And then I just take my finger and kind of form it down where it's not bunched up. And then you can, obviously take your brush and push it up. And that's why I recommend a really soft brush, because it's not harsh. It won't sling the ballast everywhere, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But once that's done, like I said, just take your hand, your fingers, and smooth that out. And that looks really good. So now we're going to work on the other side. Okay, now that we got the sides all done, just do a little quick overview here. And I'm pretty happy with that. This is going to be an industrial spur that's going to have, I'm not quite sure yet. I've worked on a couple of different things, but this is, there's no cork on this. So with this being industrial, the ballast does not have to be uniform on the sides. We're going to tie that in with some other cinders and some plants and a little bit of everything. But like I said, the biggest thing is just to make sure that there's no ballast on the rails or the ties. Okay, now that that's done, we cannot put glue directly on this, because glue, there's something in there that will push the ballast and just roll it, and it will look terrible. So before you put any glue down, the first thing you need to do is take isopropyl alcohol. Now I have some in just a spray bottle here. So I'm going to spray the whole thing with isopropyl, and as you can tell, it does not move it. You want something with a really fine mist. And I'm just going to soak this down. There's really no rhyme or reason. Just make sure it's good and wet with isopropyl alcohol. Then what I'm going to do is I take a 50-50 mixture of just regular white glue and water, and shake it, make sure it's really good and shook up, and then I'm just going to apply the glue. Now some people say I put too much glue, but this technique has always served me well. So I continue to do it the way that I like. because I do not want this moving. And as you can see, the ballast will not move once you put that alcohol wash down first. And that's pretty much it. Really nothing to it. I love ballasting. That's probably my favorite thing to do in model railroading is ballasting. It's tedious work, but I love it. I just throw some music on and I'm in my own world. Okay, now as soon as this dries, which I give it about 2 days to dry really good, I'll go back in with my X-Acto knife, and if I've missed any ballast in the rails or the ties, I will pick that off just to make it look nice and clean. But that's pretty much it. That's how I do my ballast. There again, I know the lighting is not great in here. I'm working on that. I'm also working on a new camera system where I can get it a little more elevated. So my YouTube channel is quite new and I'm kind of new to this, so just bear with me. The videos are going to get better, but hopefully this helped you. And if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. And like I said, in the show notes, I'll have everything that I listed where I bought from different places. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, real quick, before I go, I have booked my room for the St. Louis RPM meet. I believe it's the 3rd week of July. I'm not sure about the dates, but if you guys are going, look for me. I'll be there, and I'd love to meet some of you guys. But yeah, that's going to do it, and we'll see you guys probably in about another week.